Okay, hi guys, it's yet another episode of the Cyco podcast, and I'm so excited. I'm extremely happy about this episode because it's gonna be late. I have some of my closest friends. We've known each other for such a long time. So give it up for my guests, the Dapperbrother and Miss Gachie. Guys.
Hey, what's up? Well,
Karibuni,
I'm excited
man.
to be here.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy you guys will come.
I'm excited to be on a podcast. This is my first podcast.
Wait, you've never been on a podcast?
Not even has.
Bobo, you have a podcast.
Yeah, that
You
I
mind
haven't.
plug it in.
Yeah, I have a podcast called Too Simple. I'll be back on it very soon. It's been a whole year of not.
Yani ulikuwa umetake hiatus ya a full year.
Inaitwanga sabbatical.
Sabbatical ya full year. Sasa millennium mazee. Kuna siku hata there was a day you even hosted me on the podcast.
You know, actually you were you my first guest?
I was one of your first guests. I was one of your first guests.
And that episode actually got so much.
Oh, for real?
Like, it's the one that's
Buddha,
performing so well.
Tuma kitu. But mazee niko so excited mazee mmekam. I'm so excited hosting the Dapperbrother, especially kwa sababu
Pia yaji plug.
mazee. By the way, plug yourself, man. What do you do? How can guys find you? Whatever.
For everyone who's seeing this for the first time, I go by the Dapperbrother.
Yeah.
That's my online persona. I'm a content creator, fashion, menswear, grooming, and a bit of tech here and there.
A bit of tech, you know, like the Dapperbrother leo ndo amenionyesha how these mics are supposed to be set up, you know, like normally music like the same way musicians just put their mic, you know, you speak through here, but it's supposed to be like this
where the
sound picking pali pa kupik ni hapa. So hizo vitu nimefundishwa leo, man. Karibuni.
Thanks for having us. It's been a long time coming. Tumekuwa tukingoja by the way. Tunashangaa
like seeing my boys when on DM na WhatsApp on base. How?
The thing is unacheki mali podcast yako imefika. Mimi kwa akili yangu you have like 52 weeks already planned.
Yeah.
You know, guests.
Wait, that's how it looks, guys.
Yeah.
God be the glory.
Kuna content calendar.
God mazee anifanyia PR safi basi kwa sababu let me tell you, my friends.
That where you talked about a content calendar on your was a podcast, was it a podcast or a video?
I remember.
Yeah, so
I've been trying to put up a content calendar. Naifuata leo kesho, then on hiyo topic next in a bow, so tuna cancel tunaanza tena. but now I'm really trying now to put everything in order.
Yeah.
At least now I have this episode. This is episode 9 actually.
Wow.
And then I will remain with one more episode 10, then season 2 will be done. Wow. And then I will get to season 3.
Congratulations.
Thanks, my man.
This is amazing.
It's easy how consistent
you've
been. You just talked about a content calendar.
Yeah.
I think 2 weeks ago she made a content calendar for me because like consistency is like one of my weakest points.
Dapperbrother unasema hauna content calendar?
Nilimtengenezea.
Amejipanga msee.
Sasa niko nayo.
Like you know,
ako nayo na hata hajaifuata bado
my
like
digital inspiration.
Yeah.
Most of the times nilikuwa kwa page ya Kags.
Yeah.
Unaona venye unafaa kupanga si kupost tu ati picha ni ya skuma, hiyo nyingine ni ya matumbo, hiyo nyingine ni ya ukodiani. Sasa what is this? Kwani ni soko? There's so much confusion. It has to be in order. And Kags, and I call him Kags because that's how I've known him, but the Dapperbrother has been like this since we started like even living together. Even before Instagram was big.
Yeah.
This guy was already arranging his page in order, man. So the topic today please
not
interrupt.
My page. I remember my room. Mtu alikuwa if someone slept on my bed, they'd go there and fix it afterwards so that I can find out because
panga hadi rangi. But there's a reason why I've specifically skipped your part because we'll talk about that part because a lot of my campus life we literally used to live together with Kags. I mean me and Kags go way back, and you guys just stay tuned. We are going to give you the genealogy. Is it a genealogy or the chronology? The chronology of how me and Kags have been. So the reason why I'm so excited about today's topic is because first of all, we are growing old. We are really growing old.
I think you should you should put up a TBT picture so that people see how we were back then.
Yeah, I will. Sasa lakini shida ni mazee kwa editing mimi nafanyanga the bare minimum because I don't know how to edit so much. So ukiniambia ni kitu katikati sasa hiyo
nimekupoteza.
Podcast natoka August msee iko like mazee nilimiss your point. But I'll try and put TBT pictures because you have 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
I have so many of those pictures, and there is the discussion that I wanted us to have today was, comparison of the early 20s and now the late 20s. Or, for us, the early 20s was campus life versus now the realities. They're more or less intertwined. I didn't think I should do two different topics on that. It's only more or less the same. So I was like, what's a better way of doing it than doing it with the guys when nilikuwa now in my early 20s? So for those who don't know, I was in a boy band. I was in a gospel boy band that was called Cycos. And mazee tulitesa.
Mulikuwa mnatesa.
Alternative rap group.
It's not a boy band.
And Bedek is the one who came up with that on the
alternative
band. We were an alternative rap group. And we were called Cycos, man. Na tulisumbua hii Nairobi. Hii Kenya, by the way. It was not just Nairobi.
Tulisumbua ma high schools.
And that's how we started singing with Kagiri.
Yeah.
But maybe Kags, we need to say about how we met.
Yeah, actually.
If you can remember.
So, if I can remember correctly, one thing I know for sure is that we met back in nursery.
Yep.
But like, who
what?
Day ones, mazani hata ujui.
I didn't remember that. I thought he was gonna start with high school.
Okay.
Because Ben's mom was one of my favorite teachers back then. But now, I remember on the first day of high school.
Yeah.
Man, that was like the most traumatic.
Yeah. I have those stories, man. I'm waiting for you to finish and give my version of events.
So on the first day of high school,
Upper Hill,
the Upper
yeah,
Hill
the Upper
school,
Hill
not
school.
just any school.
Shule ya wazito, watu wa ditches hapa na patch na changes. What are those? Somea kwa kichaka huko.
We can move on.
Ukona traumatic.
This was Msongari.
Yeah.
Msongari was. Ilikuwa na mademo fine. Ilikuwa pali.
Amko mnawezana na sisi.
Sijui hizo fangiko, sijui na Steto, sijui Steph Joy na sijui Msongari hapo. Unapata wase wapa wote wameflatu hapo kwa Msongari. Tunakaviwa tu hadi. Si ati zilikuwa zina make any progress, man.
So I remember correctly, my mom saw your mom, and since they know each other from way back, she was like, come I introduce you to a friend of mine. So you went. So I think you had like your box, you're doing an inspection or something. So I was introduced. I couldn't remember your mom clearly, but like later the memories came flooding back. So I was introduced to Ben. So Ben was my first friend in high school.
High school, yeah.
Day one. So I think even Ben pushed me to join the choir.
Yeah, to join music. Yeah.
It was just because those first days, like there was nothing to do. Then Ben just told me one day, I've seen guys singing "See We Go," so I followed him. Him who was like a bass. You went to bass.
Bass, yeah, bass too.
Yeah, and then me, I went like.
My voice was deep back in the days.
So I was at tenor one. I could sing soprano like back then. It was easy. So thank you for that, man.
Yeah, bro, you owe me, bro. Tuma kitu. But I remember the first day. I went to Upper Hill School. First of all, I was, like my dad is those guys where you have to follow the rules. So we got there so early. I think tulitoka kwa how like 5:30. So tukafika Upper Hill at around 6. So I was like the first one. Even my admission number was 11607. Like, and I think the first person was 600. Of course, kuna wase walikuwa wametoka Kisii when walifika a bit earlier. But I remember we tukapelekwa dorm, and then kwa hiyo dormitory, so mimi napewa place ya kudoze the upper decker. And then I'm wondering, why is this Form 1 being given a lower decker?
Yeah.
Apparently this homie was so fat, he couldn't go up the upper decker. So they had to come to a compromise because neither you ama at shule. And since education is for everybody, and we're not shaming fat people, but I'm just saying he was at that point.
Yeah.
And we made enough jokes about. Well, those jokes are not enough. Like there's still so many jokes we have about that season. Yeah.
But the thing is, that was an issue in itself. Me getting like a bottom bunk
bed. Yeah.
Because what happened is when I was taken to the dorm, I was given like a top bunk, took a tandika. When the time came to me, for me now to climb that bed, the bed kept on falling back.
Yeah.
So it couldn't handle
I
my
ain't handle room, say.
Big.
So this guy had to be given like a lower deck, and then my mom, of course, after the whole dramatic introduction, so we had to be friends. But Kags was in another class. I was in another class. I in the class ya matos, unajua. So many in the class ya wazito.
The cool people.
Yeah, wazito was
Even defend that because there's so much truth.
In that.
So I mean that's how we started our friendship in high school, and then Nikam Gas, I was like, yo bro, we need to join music. But I didn't join music immediately. Mi nilienda kucheza ball.
Before
Nilienda kucheza ball. In fact nilikuwa nimebaiwa hapo sijui viatu za white na hizo stockings za green and all that, white shorts.
The thing in that list, the things that were in that list for joining high school, man, kuna vitu sipoitumia.
Ilikuwa tu a scam. Ilikuwa tu a scam.
White t-shirts in fact ni prefect ndio walikuwa na kama wanazichukua.
Ilikuwa a scam. Alafu you see also by the time I'm joining mazi sorry una float.
No, niko ni
stories zako za msongari za mass.
Nilikuwa mass choir.
I know. But I remember now my primary school was very shady. Like my primary school was like ilikuwa mtaani ndani. So like nikienda shule yenye ati sijui watu wanavaa games kit. I used to imagine that kila msee atakuwa amevaa short ya white na hizo stockings
na wamevaa color ya house yao.
Na color house. Then the first day nafika huko wasema wamevaa t-shirt za matahatran, wengine wako na hangar like hakuna hata msee yako na hizo like the full kit. So nilikuwa nakaa awkward sana nikicheza ball. Nilikuwa tunapigwa makanzu just the ball being tossed over your head. But yeah, that was high school. And then we started after he joined music. He became very good at it. Then the Dapperbrother joined another special elite. Now, in Upper Hill, there is the whole choir for everyone, but there's an elite group. It's like the Reki squad of music. It used to be called Voice in the Light.
Yeah, it was an a cappella group.
It was an a cappella group.
Since way, I think the 1990s.
I'm even sure Bien were part of. Bien were part of Voice in the Light. Votaries were part of the Nini. Even Bobby Mapesa.
No way.
Okay, maybe I call Voice in the Light.
Because Bobby Mapesa's English teacher was my English teacher. He was like, this guy was a very good poet. I'm so disappointed at.
Because alienda kuimba juu ya sijui nini. Shout out to Bobby, man. So at that time, so Kags became very good, and then he joined the elite group, the Voice in the Light. And then mazee kina Kags mazee walikuwa wanapigiwa nduru na madem mazee mazee
haikuanza juzi
tulikuwa tuna float mzee alafu unajua sijui umeenda funky yes St. John's, just some random St. John's. And then now we have a performance from the Upper Hill Boys. And they come in there, there were like 4 of them. Alafu they are well groomed. Because this guy during funkies, he was always so well groomed.
I had like a special kit.
Please just notice, I'm just saying it during funkies. Kwa sababu normal days, umse alikuwa anakaa homeless mazee. Lakini siku ya funky, Kags juu ametoa shati gani.
Amepiga pasi.
Akona hadi cufflinks, cufflinks were huge at that time, He has this cologne.
Long sleeves were illegal, but we had days.
Yeah, long sleeves were illegal. But Kauko Voice in the Light, unaweza po a bit of a leeway because you're part of the elite. You're making the school look good. So kina Kags used to get a lot of such freebies.
Yeah.
And then like what typically happened was I was just in music, but any funky that we'll need to give a presentation, we had to be
Voice in the Light.
Yeah.
Like these guys walikuwa wanapendwa na wasichana, wacha nikwambie. Esteem yetu ilikuwa inacheza. Ulikuwa unakati na kusema, by the way, Kags ni bro. Usikia karaoke, karaoke, it's the same thing. Hizo wewe uone similarities hapo kwa surely, my smaller bro is now called karaoke, like you just plug yourself. It doesn't even make sense. So that's how that was basically high school. And then we started singing together to form Cyco. So how Cyco was formed, for those guys who never knew, is that I was actually singing with some other guys, but I say walikuwa raku noma. I say walikuwa
Upper Hill bado.
Yeah, like walikuwa so vulgar, unaona. So I had to form like different group with these guys. So Kags and Dambis waka perform at an insider event. Dambis rapping?
Dambis was rapping. This is what happened. On the previous day before that funky, Dambis came to me. He told me, Ben is performing tomorrow with Schofield and MJ. He was like, but I think we can get a slot here.
Yeah.
Bro, what song do we sing? So this song nimeandika.
That night.
Ulila niyo day.
That night. Imagine.
So yeah, we performed, and then later on I was like, I asked these guys because I walikuwa a bit orderly, organized. So nilikuwa like itakuwa easier for me nikipartner na ase. And then continue singing with my goons, man. My goons are good. but they are so like that's like they just don't care much about it.
Yeah.
You guys even beat up the producer.
Oh man, we used to do some stuff, man. I don't even want to say it on the podcast. so utani judge. But Joe, we jua tu tukirecord huko Koma Rock, tukirecording sijui Koma mostly Buru Phase 3. That's how I knew Buru. Maze kuna ilikuwa ina get rowdy saa zingine. But anyway, those were those days. And then that's how we formed Cycles with Kags. So after see what tuka perform fiti, by the way. And Kags was also akachopia. Alafu Kags unajua alikuwa wale machopia Sony. Like Kags ukijaribu kukeep up na yeye maze utafail.
No,
alikuwa na maze ulikuwa juu mse alikuwa na mkanga kama mse wa mwisho. I was the house captain and he used to get the leeway because I'm the house captain, so I can't just chase him. Like, he can leave the dorm whatever time he wants.
Bring me breakfast.
Yeah, like I used to leave breakfast for him.
Wewe unanikutumia Ben kitu for you.
Maze sio.
Kutumia Ben kitu.
So we performed, we all performed. I think we got a B+. So we all went to campus. So this Cyco things that we had going on, we continued to further it even in campus. So at some point,
were you guys called Cycles from the beginning?
Yeah, what Cycles from the onset.
So maybe you had a name.
No. Wait, I was torn in between D3. I don't even know. D3 was supposed to be 3 disciples. It was either supposed to be D3 or Cycles. So I was like, this D3 kind of sounds shady. Like 3 disciples. What do you mean there were 12? What are you saying? You have 3? Like this is just shady.
Yeah.
So tukajita Cycles, and then this guy went to MMU to study.
I went to MMU to study. That's the multimedia university.
Oh yeah.
Sure, kuna watu hawajui.
Trust me. MMU hata ilikuwa ngakole before. Polytechnic or something. It
was like a telecommunication, whatever, journalism. I can't clearly remember. But I went there to do IT.
Yeah.
Which was cool. But before this, remember, I had to make a very life-changing decision before I joined campus because I was in the Kenyan Boys Choir.
I forgot that part. Yeah.
So what happened since it was? By then it was a big deal. But
Kenya Boys Choir was
a. And he do so well in music. He joined the Kenya Boys Choir. These homies were at some point they performed on the same stage with Beyonce. They performed for Demi. Is it Demi Lovato?
We performed during Obama's inauguration.
My goodness.
Yeah.
These
guys there's this chick you keep saying you.
Furtado.
Yeah.
You guys sang together.
Yeah.
Together. Even I think after I left, they recorded a song. But what made me leave is now that we even had a recording deal with Universal Music.
I remember.
So what happened is there was a conflict of interest between the Kenyan Boys Choir and Cycles.
What? This guy actually gave up Boys Choir just to remain in the group.
He said, cancel out.
Okay, now looking back, that was huge.
So it's cool. I was like, I can't be in any, commercially recording performing outfit. Since it's basically to make a decision. What am I going to do? Listen, this is a phase in my life which I've already experienced. I'd been in that choir for like 3-4 years, and this was something new, something that had so much possibility.
Yeah.
And there was no way I was going to give up this new thing for something that I've experienced before. So I was like, I think my time here is done. So I left Kenyan Boys Choir, joined Christ. I chose Christ. Chose to stay in Christ.
My goodness, that's so emotional for me right now.
Yeah, but I think it was a good decision.
I never told you guys because ungeniambia niache ufala.
But this sikuwa ijuu uliacha boys. Juu hasi walikuwa. I remember the first time you guys went to China or something. Which country did you go to?
There was a time we went to the States. We stayed for like 3 months.
The same ko high school.
LA. Yeah.
Stayed ko high school ase wana travel the world. Unajua ukiwa high school na uende tu Elementaita. That's like uko fiti for the next 2 terms. Ase walikuwa US.
Kags alikuwa anatumia hiyo pick up line funky ati ule ndo ule boy alienda US.
Ase wako na need kukatia sana. But they ase wako na vibe sana kwa hata kwa funky. Hata Kags wako na make a lot of effort. Like sisi tulikuwa tunahave kumeka triple the effort.
Yeah.
But at least you guys were funny. You had a sense of humor going for you. Some say depend na ile kitu.
You had social anxiety.
Unajua yenyewe hata God akikuumba, yani akochangi struggle na kila kitu. So yes tulikosa hizo opportunities za kwenda huko. But at least, okay, us were a bit stupid, man. But these guys, maze, they used to get very hot chicks, you know, like us, we were just there. Tuambie, si wale wenye umekataa maze, uambie hapa nyuma jo, kuna wase wapoa maze, unaona?
At least we can see nothing has changed now.
Enough about the Dapperbrother. Bobo, tell us, man. How was give us a summary of your high school. Most of it was ilikuwa Muslim Kiimba, Golden Bells, nini.
Yeah, but actually I went to 3 high schools.
Wow, okay. That's the first red flag. So you know that somebody is una need certificate of good conduct from DCI. Ukisikia ameenda 3 high schools.
But it wasn't because I was expelled or anything. I think for me it was the first high school was Loreto Kiambu.
The one in Limuru?
No, it's in Kiambu.
Oh,
Loreto. No. LK. It was just called unaona hata uijui.
Wait, there's a
probably you never even met anyone.
Wait, because there's Loreto Quartet.
There's Quartet, Loreto Limuru, there's Loreto Kiambu, there's Valley Road, and now Msongari, there's Loreto Matunda.
What's Loreto?
Loreto is like the sisters, Loreto sisters. They came together and formed the schools.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Tunajiita, si tulikuwa brothers tunajiita the Siang. Like tunajua tungekuwa visionary sasa tungekuwa na mashule zinaitwa Siang. Do you know?
Siang, Nairobi.
Yeah.
I think you just need to dedicate a different episode maybe
for Siang.
Just high school.
Okay, yeah, by the way.
Call the Siangs over here.
Because you have Gibson, you have Jason, you have Dambies. I'll do that. I think I need to do my high school experience, whether you guys want it or not. Like, you itakuwa episode yangu. So, wataka mtawatch ama mtawatch. Mi nitawatch. They upload kwa my site and then nijiwatch tena. Na tena. So, yeah, you high school?
Yeah. So, the first... in Loreto Kiambu, I transferred because I was pushed to niliskuma kwa pit latrine na form 4.
Oh, okay.
Nika slide mguu nilienda tu kwa wochi nikaambia my dad, by the way, I need to be out of this school.
You had pit latrines?
Hey.
That's like, I know Upper Hill was ghetto, but bro, at least
that was the ghetto for me. Anyway, not hating, but I just didn't like that school.
It's the same thing as St. Anne's Leoki. So anyway, you're not alone. Wanjiru, big shout out to you and your squad.
So I transferred. I was like, I can't handle the bullying and everything. Then I went to Green Garden in Kikuyu. Yeah. Green Garden is an amazing school. Even like, I think you guys have been to Green Garden to perform.
Wanjiru told me she was at Green. Is it Green State Summer Green Garden? It's a
Green Garden
school.
It's a very bougie school, amazing. Everything was good. Yani ile mnaosha nguo mnapata zimepangwa kwa bed, mko na pigeon holes, mnapanga and everything.
Pigeon holes ni nini?
Pigeon holes za kuweka pigeon holes ilikuwa so we used to have triple deckers. So kila mtu akona a pigeon hole next to their bed where they panga. Hakuna suitcase by the way huko. Mkileta unapanga zinarudi home.
They call pigeon holes. Like I thought pigeon holes was supposed to.
That's what we
pigeon. But anyway, it's just me.
That's what we
used
to call them. So mi nilizipata zinaitwa pigeon holes huko. Yeah. So and it was a good school and everything, but then kuna time nilikuwa hadi nakuwa number 2 and I'm not that smart. I'm not as smart as others. As in sikuwa naelewa how. The other interesting thing is,
I like the disclaimer part, and guys, I'm not that smart.
I'm not that smart, by the way. I'm an average person.
Can you imagine the condition of the other people?
If I was number 2, sasa wengine. And then the thing is, it's a science school, so if you go there, you have to do all sciences, jog CRE. From 1 to Form 4. Like, you don't have an option to choose, like, isoma, history, anything. And then home science, like vitu raisi for us, not smart people. And then how the classes are named, ndo ujue shule ilikuwa special. Form 1s are called level 4s. Form 2s level 3. Evo. So Form 4s ni level 1.
Oh, it's the story for the last shall be fast.
Exactly.
Like they were, let's follow Jesus to the core.
Akunati, head girl ni school president.
Wow, okay.
Na vice president.
Okay.
Na cabinet.
Okay.
It was like a whole
government
thing going on.
It was like a small Vatican.
Fun school. I liked that school. Maze kuna time hadi karibu nipange strike, but then it was an amazing school. Yani the swimming pool, nini, I used to drum for during assembly, nini and everything. But then now I transferred because so I became number 2. With I think a minor. But then by the end of because I joined Msongari in Form 2. By the end of the year, like the Form 1 year, KCSE results are how Form 4 zikitokea, the first person has a C+. Seriously,
Okay, but I know those schools. I know those high schools where, you know.
So it was a bit tricky to, I mean, education-wise, ingekuwa misleading, and then also I just didn't feel like I fit in that school. So I went to I think boarding school was just not for me.
Yeah. So, Msongari's day.
Yeah.
So it's
also
day.
boarding school was, and I was in boarding school in primary school. So I think I had enough of it.
I'm done.
Crazy.
So I went to Msongari, which was Msongari was an amazing school for me. I had the most fun in Msongari. Nilikuwa hadi na work insider nikiwa so I think that's where that's where I inaitwangaje kutoka out of your comfort zone. I bloomed. I started doing all these things that exposed me to like being so social. Mi ndio nilikuwa na MC event zote za shule.
So mnatumanga hizo dads nini nyinyi ndio mnatumanga because inside the pain upper hill inside was like for the chosen few cool kids.
I remember hata tuli dancing upper.
Yeah, Scott ndio alikuwa the guy. Scott was the plug for inside.
For insiders.
Like
pia
ndio ufike kwa hiyo level ya kuplagiwa kwa place ka inside maze. Pia una get so much attention from girls, unajua. Like kama wewe ni mse inside, unajua. Those were the days. So
hadi nilikuwa naenda funky kwa like si ndio Tracy wa insider. So it was interesting. Actually there's a day we came to Upper Hill to perform. We had a club called Swag, Students with a Greater Generation.
Oh my god.
Students with a Greater Generation. It was a very cool club, by the way. I hope it still exists.
Oh, trust me, I'm sure that.
3D.
Yeah, 3D. Yani I'm sure ili die a natural death, unajua.
So tulikuwa tunaenda hapa for ilikuwa inaitwa Slam Jam ama ilikuwa inaitwa nini?
Something basketball.
But us we were not going for basketball, tulikuwa tunaenda ku dance, ku perform. Na kumkata kulikuwa na what is this guy's name? Huyu alikuwa Teen Republic.
Is it Antonio Soul?
Antonio Soul who was emceeing at that time. Tumeitwa, we have a performance from Songari. Tumeenda, dance, teach me how to dagi nini. Maboy wako hapo wametuscreamia. Sisi ni nani ati tunaenda kuwasalimia hivi. Tulikuwa tunavurutwa kutoka kwa stage na maboy, which was so fun and interesting. But that was my high school, man. I really enjoyed it. It was a sister school, but then also it was very diverse. You know, I had opportunities to do other things other than just masomo, which was good. Kumbukeni nimewambia I was not as smart. So I was able to grow in other things other than, you know, biology, and I was good in math though.
And so
and there's good in leadership as well.
Because
I recall you were head girl.
Yes, I was head girl. I was head girl in primary school, head girl in Songari, but then nikachujwa. Demotiwa because I carried my phone to school.
Man.
Nikasnichiwa, but yeah, I'm also a very good leader, and now in campus also.
So
you guys came to my campaigns.
Yeah, so you guys you graduate from high school, you went which campus did you go to?
I went to since mulianza na the University of Nairobi. I did BCom finance and I did BCom finance in Lower Kabete campus.
You studied IT. At multimedia, and I studied political science at Kenyatta University.
We are all not doing what we studied.
But then I think even Ben, the fact that he's doing this political series with Lengawa.
But
then you
by the way, let me tell you guys, if maybe you've never known this about me, I follow politics to the bone. Like
do.
Mimi wale wasifika home kaleo nataka kujua where was Ruto today, what's happening and where they like. I love those things. Like, I've even subscribed to some of those things. So I love those things. So when we went to campus, I remember that's when I met Bobo and Kags we were already working together. But sasa Kags first of all alienda sijui multimedia kwanza iko sijui wapi, alafu kuna warthogs, like kuna animals inside the school, like it was so weird. Alafu multimedia was not so like Aiko ya majanzes sana.
I'm
so sorry. Maybe say it was so change. Of course, it's a new generation. Of course, guys say new elite.
Yeah.
But we started also living together. Because at first, the first years we were not living together. And then later on we were like, you know what? Let's save money by living together. So we got these 3-bedroom apartments where we used to live. Me, Kags, this was at Mirema.
Yeah, it was at
Mirema was the first apartment. So we used to live together. So this guy would drive every day, go to multimedia.
Yeah.
I'd go to KU. Dambis would go to USIU.
Yeah.
He was in USIU. Unajua Dambis pia ameenda university mingi sana. At this point, I think at this point, because of venye ametembea mingi, anafaa tu kuitwa professor. Si ati juu amestudy anything specifically. Dambis needs a special degree. So at this time he was in, I think, Strathmore or USIU. He was in USIU. So at least Dambis was the only one who was in a cool school. Dambis was the only person who had a car, you know. So like you had to be in very good terms with Dambis because if you can time ya kupewa lift mzee na umekuwa hapo ukimtoanisha mbele ya watu.
I remember when he was convincing me to move because before that when I was in Campo, I first stayed in the hostels.
Yeah. Oh, then I remember even visiting you.
Remember the fact that I never used to read in high school? It caught up with me because the first semester niliokota retake.
Oh, first sem ulikula retake.
I thought it would be just as easy as going to high school.
Nakumbushwa, this is not family business.
Yeah.
So at that point, I thought it was good for me, to move out. I moved to Rongai. So by the time Dambis was hitting me up, he's like, yo, come, we're moving together. I was like, yo, me, I only pay 7,000.
Yeah.
I was like, no, just come with what you have. I saw the difference, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
I remember. That's the same thing as well because Dambis really pushed for us to live together during our campus days. And me, I was like, bro, maze KU hostels ulipaka 3-5 for the whole semester. You 3-5 ukichunguza vizuri inaweza kitadi food.
Yeah.
So me, I'm like, yo, bro, me only have like 7 Gs or the same way as Kags. But Dambis like, come, my children, come. Papa is.
I will take care of you.
Yeah, sponsor for life. And so we started living together at that time.
Yeah.
And so I wanted us to look at some of the perceptions that we had back then and the realities that now we faced now that we are in the outside world, which is also the early 20s and then the later 20s. Because there's so many guys who watch us and they're still in university. The guys who are, in MOI, who are in UON, KU. So many guys listen to this podcast and now najua wako university na wanaweza taka kujua how our experiences were na how zao zitakuwa. So maybe we can start with where do we start? We start with friendships, relationships, financial, spirituality, because there's so many.
I think we can start with friendships.
Friendships.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we can start with friendships. Like for me, I'd say something that has just popped up in my head, like what you guys were talking about living together with the three of
the
you.
Boys, yeah.
So for me, when I joined campus, my dad is those people who believe in mtu ako 18 ako campus, yaishi huko. So
kuja nyumbani kila siku hatutaki huko bana. But
so I joined.
Budako amekuwa tu mjanja kutoka kitambo by the way. Like I've always known your dad to be a very cool guy.
He's such a cool guy. Yeah. So he asked me to just go check out the hostels in school. I wasn't able to get one because I was a para student. Yeah. And para students, priority is always given to like a
job.
Watu wa reg.
Yeah.
So, again, not that smart. So I'll put a B+, I got a B-, but I'm so proud of it.
But unajua si tuko tunafanya education that much. Because unalipa 13K ama 12K. Sasa sasa nini?
I think so when I moved out, I think 112,000.
Nini MMU? And I'm sure wewe ulikuwa one of the highest paying. You are one of the biggest donors. Now let's look at our financials. Have Morioki Kagiri investors. Yeah.
So like I moved, I didn't get a hostel, so I went outside to look for a house.
Yeah.
So I remember this is Kabete now. Yeah. So I knew one person in the campus. That's Naomi. Shout out to Naomi, by the way. So Naomi was my first. I met her in church back then, and she was like, you know what, even me, I want to move out from the hostels, and I have a roommate in the hostel, so we can live the three of us.
Yep.
We went out with my mom looking for house. We found one that's a 2-bedroom house. So we're like, why not find another person so that we stay the 4 of us in the house and pay. It was like 15K, so each of us were going to pay 4,545.
Yeah.
Plus sijui ma rent, nini, maji, hizo stima,
garbage.
So it would have been like 4,500 per month per person.
Yeah.
So, and at this time, even when I met Naomi, we weren't friends. We hadn't gotten to know each other that well. And then now she's bringing in someone who I've never met. Her name was Easy Night.
Yeah.
And then we started school. I randomly met someone who was looking for a house. I was like, are you looking for a house? We need one extra roommate. we got her name's Joanne Shamim.
Yeah.
So we lived together. Then John moved out. I think we just, again, campus is very tricky with you just get to know each other. At first for us, that was like it was like an abrupt decision. We didn't get to know each other very well. So at first we weren't in the very best of terms with now this fourth roommate that has come into the space. We didn't get to know
why were you guys not like in the good times? Maybe
but it was just issues on space. You know, the way people like the personal space, and maybe someone is too much into your space, or they're bringing in too many visitors, or vituka hizo. So Shamim moved out to her own house. We got Lynette Muga. So we used to say that we stayed the four of us for a very long time until I moved out. So, but then the four of us became such good friends. Like we developed
a bond, a connection.
A bond, and then also like ways of living together and working together. Tulikuwa tunajua hii ni space. Muga hapendi kitanda yake ikilaliwa. So we ataka una chill usilalie kitanda. Na night hapendi vitu kitchen zikiwa, you know, those kind of things. Or Naomi tu alikuwa, you know, Naomi was easy with everything. But we got to establish that bond. And then what also helped us is Night used to read a lot.
Wow.
So
at night.
Like not at night, but yeah,
like
literally,
night.
Asubuhi, like 4 a.m. is all.
Yeah.
So Night used to read like so much, hadi inakumotivate usome. So unapata time ya cut. Almost. Unasikia mtu ameamka asubuhi hadi wewe
university hata ungesoma aje ungeni motivate. Mimi nilikuwa nisha.
As we used to really motivate each other, like you'd see someone else reading na umekoki, slacky, you don't have the information,
Just huyo akisoma sana huyo ndio ataka kando yangu sa exam. You have to know who's reading a lot.
There was that.
You have to know who's reading a lot, but that was then. Mazisaiki, this university have CCTV, so there's no more.
Life was way easier.
I'm so sorry,
then.
I'm so sorry, kids.
You know, so that was amazing. And then with Lynette Muga, we've become like such good. She's one of my closest friends, and Adi alinifanyanga cut, by the way, on one of the days
your degree takuwa recall. Where were you?
What?
Excuse me, but this is job. Kuna mshona alipata certificate by mistake hapo.
She did a cut for me on one of. This is like the friendships. Honestly, this for me, it sounds like it's nothing but for someone who ananikola ananiambia uko happy tuko na cut. Mi niko Mirema.
Let me ask you something about those friendships, because friendships are very important to like all human beings. And at that some of the friends that you had back then, are you still friends with them today? Yeah,
some of them we are.
And what's the value of I'm coming to you now, Dapperbrother, next. What's the value of having a good circle of friends in campus? Like, can't you just have like some bad boys back and then ukimaliza sasa uanze kutafuta wase wa church ama wase wa church ama tu wase wamejipanga? But what's the value of like maintaining a solid friendship back then, and how does it help mpaka sai?
For me, it's the growth process of it all. And even just talking about answering your question by talking about Muga is that we've been able to go through so much together till now. She's the one person I can call when I need something, and it's worked out even for some of the, you know, my job, her job. Sometimes we've been able to work together on some of this, you know, things, and the growth process of it helps you become a better person, I think.
Good.
That's for me that is
that's really important. That's very important. Kags, what about you?
So you remember the point where I moved out from my hostel?
Yes.
So I think about 3 months ago, I had a very revealing conversation with my former roommate who used to share a room with. So he was from Coastal, and he came, we shared a room. Like, I was showing him around Nairobi. So when I moved out, he got into the wrong crowd. You know, me, I was that guy nilikuwa mtiaji. So if
nothing has changed.
He's still the same way. Okay.
I like my space. I like things, you know, placed in a certain way. So to him, I introduced, you know, some order in his life. So after I left, he got like into the wrong crowd.
Tangia Mungiki.
Goons.
I know how they say those things.
So he got into the wrong crowd. Sometimes he'd even miss classes. So he was like, I think when you were having that conversation, it was like, my biggest regret was not moving out with you. Because I asked him, I was like, me, I'm moving out, so you can split rent because it's similar to what you're paying in school. So I was like, no, because also he's new in Nairobi. You know, he's not comfortable with that. So that was like his biggest regret. And like I kind of felt it. Like I felt, was this really my fault? But like I wouldn't have blamed myself because I didn't know then.
Yeah, the
But,
value that you are adding onto his life.
In his life.
Yeah.
Very important.
I've also I think two of my best friends were my classmates.
Yeah.
We've been able to, you know, shout out to Cliff and Peter.
Yeah.
We've been able to see each other through so much.
Yeah.
There was a period where one of us was going through a very depressive, a very what's the word I'm looking for?
Sad
It's
season.
related to turmoil.
Yeah.
Yeah. English.
Yeah.
Like he was going through a lot, and we were able to, you know, see him through it and just check up on
Yeah.
each other, be there for each other. You know, sometimes, especially for guys, it's hard to
To talk.
Yeah.
Just
Our guys are gangster,
being,
man. Like we
for
have this
someone
toxic
else.
behavior.
I think it was exactly that period immediately after uni, because now you're out in the world.
Yeah.
Everything is completely
Different.
from what you're
Definitely,
on campus.
definitely.
You know, you don't have your parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
To look out for you, and but I'm thankful for the friendships I made.
Yeah, I think campus really sets the foundation of your life in so many ways.
Yeah.
One of them being friendships, and friendships are very important because look at how we used to live together. It was let me check if it's still recording.
Okay. How we used to live
Turns out
together.
you
How we
just-
used to live together.
41 in the record bad.
So, like how we used to live together, because I used to live, it was myself, Dapperbrother, and Dambies. Now, why this was important is, by the way tulikuwa tunaimba gospel bado, tulikuwa cry cycles.
Yeah.
But senye tulikuwa tunaishi pamoja. Unakuja unaambiwa story Kags alikuwa bash fulani na huko Lang'ata, nikaa alikuwa michizi. Ben na yeye alikuwa huko hivyo KU annex. You know definitely you're not doing the right because when you're in a different circle, the pressure is just too much. You're like,
Twende ni wapi tuishie?
Tupatie hizo whatever.
Ai, huyu ndo anaimbanga.
Sasa Dambi tena yako.
Yes, are you?
So we just sat each other down. We're like, guys, we have so much pressure
Yeah.
in this life of trying to be like good role models.
Yeah.
Just trying to be even upright, even in our walk with God.
Yeah.
So tuko like mazetu wache kusetiana, let's just try and live together. So when we started living
We
together,
keep each other accountable.
We actually tried keeping each other accountable. So like, you know, like now guys will not just bring chicks, you know, like if somebody's not your girlfriend, like what are you doing? You
Yeah.
can't seem to get.
I remember there was a time, there was an issue, we called a family meeting. We were like, listen, you guys need to stop bringing your girlfriends over to this house.
Oh yeah. We'd have such real by the way, who anambua
Mimi ndo nilikuwa naambiwa nisiletwe.
And by the way umenikumbusha tulikuwa tunakipicha
They used to really
you know?
keep each other in
And
check,
then I
and not
remember-
even just in terms of girlfriends, pia financially, like
yes.
different things in
Yes.
life.
And I remember we even started saying that hey, tutaamka mazee kupray. Tukaanza kuamka kupray.
Yeah,
So we'd like
yeah.
wake up at 5 mazee tuna struggle kupray mazee. First of all, Dambies is such a fraud. Dambies is the biggest fraud I've ever met in this life. Dambies yeye kwanza ameamka anasema ati yeye atapray akiwa amesimama. Yeye atapray akiwa amelala chini mbele ya Mungu. And homie was just sleeping.
He was sleeping
And
you try to correct him.
Dambies is like,
Yeah, he was always so dramatic. Alafu ni kama borderline ana jam that mnashinda mkiinterfere.
Muna interrupt nikiomba, kumbe ni kulala amelala.
So you know tuko like anyway unajua hii ni mambo ya faith, so hii ni mambo ya walk with God, you can't push somebody, so you just let him lala there. So it start from 5 to 6, homie amelala the whole time, but it's a sensitive topic.
Yeah.
Nakumbuke lazima tupewe lift. So hatutaki kumchomea sana kwa sababu
wacha alale tu,
utapanda
wacha
44,
alale.
utapanda zuri. So we try. I
Yeah.
mean we would fail so many times, but we'd really try.
Try
So
again,
at the
yeah.
back of our minds, in as much as wase wanna fall, bado tu at the end of the day you still like, you know what, I need to come back up.
Yeah.
and at the back of my mind, we have, you know, they're these guys who we have, something. We don't want to disappoint.
Yes,
Yeah.
I need to respect that bond as well. I can't just be out here wilding and fighting and just being you're not being a responsible human. And those friendships, the friendships that I formed in campus that were solid, nimekam ku realize most of my friends really are now doing well. Even at the specific places wako. So unapata mseta anaweza kurushia job kwa sababu mlikuwaga kampo pamoja, friends, So apart from just inspiring each other, you're also adding value to each other's lives. So you're learning this from this, you're learning this from that. And so at that time we didn't see it as such a serious thing. But as we continue growing, nimeanza kunotice some of those friendships ndio zimekam. Sayara ndio zinakupatia do. Now this is when they're materializing. So friendships are very, very important. And how you're forming them and how they will transition to.
And then 2 things. One thing, I like that even till now, you guys are able to just call each other and just be like, hey bro, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about that? Able to just foster that. The other thing is, I was also so glad that they let me into their squad. By the way, let me tell you, the first time I met them was you guys were to be on a cover of Pose magazine. Do you remember that meeting?
I remember the meeting.
Yeah, but then he was dating someone and I was also seeing someone. But eventually when we started talking, when we started DMing each other on Instagram, I think even Kina Ben and Dambis are the ones who are pushing Kags. They're like, wait, nini bana?
Unalalia, bedhe Kags alalia. Kulalia naye alalia for long. Yuko tunamchocha daily mazee bro. Unacheza outside man, unacheza inje man.
But right, because I think we started talking right before we moved in together. So there's that period I was living in Rongai. This chick asked me out twice.
Imagine.
I snaked her.
Kags alikuwa na options. Kutoka high school Kags amekuwa mtu wa options zina dangle tu.
But me I'm those people for go for what you want man. Usingojea utangojea mpaka lini. So I asked him for burgers, imagine, like twice. So when we met that Wednesday,
you were the prize.
Imagine.
The prize.
When
was so happy. Remember Amerix na you are the prize.
So when we met that Wednesday, Kags was now officially obsessed with me because that Friday was like, "Where you niko tao? Can I see you?" I wish ningekata at least 2 times Donny. That Sunday
on Wednesday, but that week I met her 3 times.
Like 3 times. He was like, I can't.
And then before Friday, that I was like, I want to focus on my life,
I don't want to see anybody.
Look at you guys now. Couple goals up hivi mzee.
And then now on that Sunday is when I met you guys at a gig in
it was recaps. No, it was recaps album
launch at Hurlingham. Yes, that's when I met you guys, the rest of the guys, and and you guys
we could discuss for long. Msee wacha tukwambia leo. Ilikuwa full vetting process. To full si kupenda your walking style venye aliingia na the fit are too straightforward, like it was just.
But they were so welcoming, and then they've been, in terms of friendship, these guys supported me even when I was running like for deputy campus rep. You guys even came for my campaign.
Tracy, there's something I feel like you're not telling. There's something I feel like you're forgetting. You actually ran for office at UON.
Yeah.
Kabete. Now let me tell you guys. You think elections are full of mad people? The UON elections were crazy. It was something like that I had never seen before. At that time, Babu was the
he was the vice chair. He was the chair.
It was the chair.
Yeah, he was the chair.
So your time as in fact before that we had performed at that school. Yeah. But I remember like performing at UON Kabete.
Crazy.
You need money for sound, yes. You need money for transport. You need money to pay your
artist. You need your posters.
But what you need the most is money for security. And I remember
for the elders.
They hold the elders.
Yeah.
Sitabia kumbe watu wanazanga tu university, by the way. It's just some of those behaviors ndio huenda kukua the bigger part of our society.
Yeah.
Because performing at UN Kabete we had to pay so much money just for security.
Protection.
Like I remember even Didi was the one who had to talk to them because like anaelewa na
I think at some point they even started speaking Luo. Just
but they wanaongea tu kijaka. And by the way it's not that you're paying them wakamo of bouncing security. You're paying them so that they don't demolish your stuff.
Yeah.
It's like you're paying ground tax or something. Hey. So when Bobo, and this at this point only, Bobo, you're low-key mafia. Is when you decided to run for office at UN Kabete.
Yeah.
And we came. I think we even performed.
You guys even you came for the. And that's what I was even saying about like friendship.
Yeah.
You guys were yani Kags just niliwaambia tu kujeni mni support. We have a I can't remember what was going on, but you guys performed.
I think it was like the final campaign.
It was the final campaign, and I remember you guys came. Dambies, of course, were lift.
Yeah, Dambies.
Alikuja na gari nikaenda, alikuwa chauffeur pia wangu.
I think at some point when you service your gari, kumuuliza tu iko wapi?
Iko wapi tu service?
Restore yote maze, because that detouring, it was a Toyota
detouring campaigns.
It was everything. In fact, this is like a plug-in for detouring. If you're looking for a long-lasting car, just get a detouring. It was crazy.
And that was like it was like one of, I think, my toughest times in campus.
Yeah.
Because there were all those rumors, you're sleeping with someone, or I don't know, and then there was tribalism, you're Kikuyu.
Oh, you're Kikuyu.
Yeah, you're Kikuyu, and then the school had
your stuff.
Nilishinda, especially because they wanted the strategy. The strategy was ati Wamboyo Otieno. They were calling it Wamboyo Otieno strategy.
Oh, I remember you had
I was the running mate actually to that guy. The campus rep, his name was Avidan, and he was Luo. So he was like, let me just get a Kikuyu so that I can win over the Kikuyus to this side.
A very big fish.
But then I also did it because I told you guys a leader and everything, and I was going class by class, just telling them what reforms do women want in this school and all those things, and I actually got to meet Babu then, who sat me down and was like, hey, utawazana kweli na hii maneno ya politics, and now I can for sure tell him that siwezani nayo.
But the politics is wild.
Nayo. It was wild. There's people were killed during campaigns. I remember being stoned. Some of our cars were stoned when we were moving from campus to campus, just doing the campaigns. But I was so glad that you guys even came to support on that day. Nakumbuka hiyo day nikiambiwa ni dance huko mbele. Dude, I don't think you remember that thing.
You guys were expecting,
Babu and the running mate were dancing.
Yeah. And then now it was Otieno and Wamboy.
Now they need to.
There she.
So I was just looking at Kags on the crowd.
It was the raunchy dances.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm there. They're telling me deputy campus rep, you have to dance.
Haungechoma sana because tulikuwa hapo.
Yes, hata singechoma hata kama mngekuwa hapo.
That's a very
but yeah.
So at least now we've dealt with friendships and we've seen how important they are. From the foundations, like even some of the big enterprises, some businesses.
Yeah.
Zo ones are friendships mostly za campo. High school pay is still solid, but campus really shapes a lot, because I also know of so many good people or smart people when you walikam campo. Now friendship yao ilikuwa just about getting stoned the whole day.
Yeah.
Kwenda rave Friday, and people think that will be a phase. Some of those people still live that life up to now. I'm not see it in a chomeyamsi specifically.
Yeah.
But I've seen how dangerous that playing with that kind of fire can be. Because most people tend to think that acha to balance.
You don't even move in life.
To get our life in order.
Yeah.
You get to fourth year, this life has become the new normal for you. Hata uchenjigi.
And that's the thing, because my expectation is going to compose like, hey, lazima kuta happen.
Everyone.
But like,
it's true.
The people I had around me,
inabaki kuta happen.
Choose those people,
so that you don't go nuts. Exactly. And that was the reason why I liked Kinakags, because you see also, and now next we're going to talk about finances.
Yeah.
Kags, living with somebody like Kags at that time, so tunaishi. So almost everything was shared. Like we used to wear the same hoodies, they were written Cycos. We used to wear the same t-shirts, they were written Cycos. So
sweatshirts.
So all we changed ni colors.
Ngekuwa sahi ni mask. Ngekuwa na mask ya Christ.
Ngekuwa na mask, glass, ngekuwa na kila night dress, some of the guys, Cycos, everything.
But I think you were very entrepreneurial, because where the merchandising bit of this thing.
Yeah.
I think it was Ben who was running it.
Yeah.
100%.
And I need to go back to merchandising.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
need
should,
to.
Maybe I was just traumatized by the how much those things failed. Man. I was like, "Kai, this funny be a I know."
But I'm sure that there are lessons that you can take. From
Yeah.
This guy used
So
to go
many.
down to Kikorok Road.
Yeah.
Just come with a bunch of hoodies. This guys to sell them. And,
Yeah.
like he'd sell those hoodies.
Hey,
Yeah.
but hizo hoodies zilini sustain hii life msee. Nilikuwa nauza hizo stuff. I used to sell so many of my friends.
Yeah.
But also because like that's all, most of the times like we're almost wearing the same outfits. We eat the same food because breakfast iko tunachanga si wote. Dinner when we fall short, sponsor Dumbies will
Comes through.
We'll add on top like unajua maybe nyinyi mlitoa do yenye inatosha tu maybe greens ama beans. Unapata Dumbies amekaa na liver man.
There was this one day that we were all so low. I
Yeah.
remember we ate ugali and French beans and carrots.
Yeah, I remember. Mazee we were broke. Yani. Hey, broke. Hey, campus. But if you're broke and you're in campus, please, it's
It's
normal.
okay. It's
normal.
fine.
Please, usiwekwe pressure. In fact, most of us wenye nilikuwa na wakiball camp, mostly walikuwa get sponsored. Ilikuwa ngao.
Yeah.
Na walikuwa na ball,
Financiers.
kuball, you know. And so living together, so you keep comparing your financial status with Kags and with Dumbies, which was not a bad thing at that time.
Yeah.
Because also these guys were very ambitious. I remember one day Kags just went. So, do you remember tunavanga to the same? This homie did shopping for like four sweaters. He had like these amazing shirts now. So he changed his whole closet.
Yeah.
And I think at that point is when the Dapperbrother was
Began.
It was beginning. Like
Yeah.
bado iko imezaliwa. Oh, that's not my phone. It sounds like my phone. But that was the beginning of like the whole dapperness. Because now Kags became very dapper. He had these glasses. So pia sisi lazima tungefikiria. Lazima pia tungefikiria how to style up and how to keep up. So you see that's the beauty about it, that in as much as you're living with this person, they're also challenging you in one way or the other, that we need to start expanding our scope of things.
Yeah.
So financially, how has it changed for you then and now, and even where you're at now financially? Is it the place where you had seen yourself being at? Because nakumbuka mimi nilikuwa na judge wasema 29
Uko na shanga.
iko 28 bado
Utafika.
bado hiyo July ijafika, you know.
Yeah.
So you know how has your perspective on finances changed from that time to this time?
Do you want to go? Oh, I go first?
Yes,
Okay. So I'd say that campus helps you plan in terms of finances. Of course, then my parents were supporting me.
Yeah.
My dad would send me pocket money every week.
Yeah.
So we had like
every week?
Yeah, we had a plan. By the way, every week he'd pay my rent and he'd be like, okay, so we agree. How much money do you need weekly? And he'd send me. I don't want to say so that guys are like, hey, hi.
No, but Bobo alikuwa fiti. Bobo by the way,
Nilikuwa tu sawa,
wacha tuseme
siwezi
tuseme
complain.
mapema. Bobo alikuwa leo sasa tukienda pizza hii hata lipa. Like Bobo alikuwa tu sawa.
Nilikuwa na save
Tulikuwa
up.
nakimbizana na Dumbies huko juu.
Nilikuwa na save up sana. But he used to support me and I'd have to know how to manage that money. So if he was giving me tuseme 1,000 bob, I'd need to know. So daily tuko wanne, so natoanga pesa ya skuma yenye tunabuy nyama nini, we used to gawana all those responsibilities. But then I'd be able to know if I need to go to town, if I need to catch a movie, if I need to do this is how I'll plan my finances. And that's helped me till now, because I'm such a financial planner. Even Kags can tell
organized.
you, like I'm the one who does that, and it started in campus. So
using the little to get the most
and saving up as well, because I used to save up and I used to save up for the wrong things, you know. I used to be like, let me save up and buy my friends pizza. Let me save up and buy my friends gifts. But I used to save. I value my friends sana.
Yes,
I'd be like, let me save up to have a good time with my friends later on. And slowly by slowly, but I also saved up to get myself some things, you know, clothes to kwa tunabuying ngara, like my thrifting, vitu za kuthrift, because since I can't remember the last time my parents bought me clothes, honestly. Since I was 18, I started now using that money to also kujijenga, and it's helped me till now, because then when I got my first salary, I was able, and I was lucky enough to get a job immediately, like after campus.
Hey, you're a hustler, Bobo. I wouldn't even be shocked,
an
man.
internship rather, which later on became a job, and I was able to just know now, okay, I've moved from getting 1,000 bob. Now I'm getting this 15K to sell for internship. And actually, yeah, that was my salary for
Yeah.
internship, 15K. How can I manage this money? And back then, I didn't think I'd have the much money that I have now.
Yeah.
I'd seen myself probably, because now I think I'm okay. I'm
Yeah,
at a good.
you are.
Let me stop being modest. I'm
Don't
doing
be,
well.
don't be.
I'm doing well, and I've really worked hard to get there.
Yeah.
You know, moving jobs, just looking for something better, hustling, content creation,
Yeah.
and everything. I didn't actually think I'd be here
Yeah.
when I'm 25.
See?
You know,
Yeah.
and now I'm able to know what back then it was saving up money for friends. So now, okay, I already have. Now it's not saving up money for friends.
Yeah.
You can do that already. Now what do I need to save up for?
Yeah.
What do I need to invest in?
Is it a
what
business?
do I need to?
Is it a
Yeah,
venture?
what will grow? Yes, but
Yeah.
that I learned that from
campus.
campus till now.
That's very important. What
Yeah.
about you, Kags?
So for me, I remember.
First of all, Kags, you need to tell us the secret yenye ulikuwa ngaina kufanya. Hiyo time ulikuwa unakaga tu nika una ball 24/7. But the Kags alikuwa gana katuni kana ball. Yani ile hata mimi naishi na yeye, mimi naishi na yeye. But Kags alikuwa anakangania na ball.
Nadia alikuwa ananipeleka dates.
Mazi. Try to imagine kwani hii Chris yako zinaingizanga do yenye mimi sijui.
He needs to say the secret because hata mimi nilimuulizanga.
Uko sure ujaiona huyu msee uko?
Atachukua pesa yote.
Thing is like at the back of my mind, like, on a struggle.
Yeah.
And this is what happened. So immediately after we moved in together. My dad got laid off, so it was a bit of a struggle for him to, front me rent.
Yeah.
Still in school at that moment, he doesn't give me pocket money. So what did I do? I had a computer. Like I was very good when it came to tech stuff. I remember that time I was teaching myself to do graphic design.
Design work.
So I went on Upwork. I remember that time it was called Odesk.
Yeah.
So I went, and after school, first of all, school was very frustrating for me because I used to have classes from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then now I've moved so far away from school. I'm spending like 300 shillings a day.
Because now we live along, we live along Thika Road, Mirema, and you're going all the way to Jesus Christ.
I used to live in Rongai, I used to spend like 30 shillings and walk home.
Yeah.
So I'm over here. And I can now move back because there's this living with these guys is so fulfilling. It's amazing. On the weekends we spend the weekends together. Most times we're in studio performing together.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to let that go. So I went on Upwork, looked for a couple of design jobs here and there.
Yeah.
Then I got one client who was very consistent.
Yeah.
He was like, listen, I want you to edit my stories. My writers will be sending you stories, edit them and post them. So I was like a content manager for them. So later on I became better at graphic design. So I was like, so you can be graphic design, so we can add you a bit of money here. So that's how I used to make my money in campus. These guys hated it because I used to get home, spend like a couple of minutes with them, then go and lock myself
in the room.
Yeah, I'm like that became Kags' life.
Yeah.
So like and that is how I used to get my money.
Yeah.
So I used to go online, do jobs. So I know every Wednesday at least I'll have some money coming in.
Yeah.
And that's now even after. That's how I was able to, revamp my wardrobe.
Yeah, I remember, Maze, you revamped it.
Take me out on dates.
Revamp, Maze, tukapata pressure, tukapata stress, Maze. So yeah, continue. Sorry.
So there's this point I was saving up for a camera as well. So I remember I wanted a camera so bad because I said the Dapperbrother, I needed a camera to shoot. Tracy came and was like, "How much do you have?" I was like, "I have 68K." I was like, "Okay, give me 2 weeks, I'll front you 10."
Mimi Maze hata 68 kusikia mtu akona 68K. Mimi at that time nilikuwa na film saying wa Illuminati. Because the most I used to get was like help, and help was like 20 Gs because the other would go to school fees. Na nilikuwa na get hivi help kani nimeenda Gikosh. Mimi hata sikuwa nasimama. Unapata hivi help kama itisha zile pickup za ask for transport. Hata unarudi kuna bail.
So these guys were shocked because sometimes I only have that shillings in my pocket, but I'm planning to buy a camera. Like I was saving up for it because I wanted it so bad, and the reason I wanted it is because there's this new passion I have. I want to create content.
Oh yeah.
She's surprised. By the way, thank you so much. Because out of nowhere, I don't think we'd even dated for a year by then.
Yeah.
It was like, I see how passionate you are. Just, just take this. And you weren't even working at that point. You was like, 2 weeks, just give me 2 weeks.
Bobo kwa day one.
Well, I'd even forgotten about that, by the way.
Let me tell you, in my list of friends, Boboa is one of the realest friends that I have. Realest to the core.
You guys.
And yeah, you can cry, please. And also, Kags, I liked your story, your camera, because you also started doing graphics for us.
Yeah.
And then we started practicing how to create content. If you can remember, we even had an episode out. I think it's on YouTube. It's called For the Psychogram.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah,
We were supposed to start an episode where every week we just
You
talk
guys
to
had seen the future.
By the way,
I don't know, by them, you'd
but
see,
then see tulikuwa tu wabaya.
because back then hakukuwa na so many
Hakukuwa na
local
anyone.
YouTubers, like watu
There was
no.
none. There was none.
No one was content
But we always
creating.
used to sit down. We always used to sit down and talk big, like me, Kags, and Dumbies.
Yeah.
Like we'd sit down and strategize. We're like, do we approach Techno? You remember us sending a proposal to Techno?
Sending
And it was like
15-page
200.
proposal.
It was huge.
What?
I think
Maze
you know,
tumeandikia.
I was going through it the other day. And
You have it?
I still have
Please
those.
send me that picture.
But
I need
send
to,
it.
maybe, I don't know how I'll
You
insert it.
share it.
Trust me. So and I think like we had that whole dynamic figured out.
Yeah.
Because like I was the branding guy.
Yeah.
And say fashion guy.
Yes.
You were now the entrepreneur and PR.
Yes, yes.
Just the groundwork and also the video guy.
Yes, and even funding when you fall short,
Investor.
unapigia mzae.
But it was struggle. I remember like I was given an iPhone and I had to sell it so that you could shoot a video. It was an iPhone
My
3GS.
guy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You see now the beauty about living with people who are kind of like-minded, and it's very important even when you're in campus. Like usiishi
see
tu
this- you
like
in the
msikuwe
same
tu na wale
vision.
wase wenye tu kazi ni kuenda tu mabash madem na turn up like that's a very empty form of living. Like you guys need to sit down and start challenging each other. Of course,
That's true.
of course at campus stage, most of them zitakuwa zina backfire. Just don't give up. But
Yeah.
it's something, and it's a God thing. You know, he's planting something that might grow later because this podcast is basically an extension of the Cycogram.
Yeah,
In fact,
it
even me
is.
doing it as a video is because
Yeah.
nakumbuka hiyo time tulifanya video. And when I started doing podcasting videos, a lot of people have started doing it. Although I was not the first one.
Yeah.
I just think it's called the Kiss Bandit. He's been doing videos, podcast
Yeah.
videos as well. So I don't want to take that credit. But I know after like nilifanya na ikadu fiti, wasi wengi sasa pia wamejoin in.
Yeah.
But me nakumbuka we started it as a Cycogram and we even had an episode.
Yeah.
What did we talk about on that episode? It's on YouTube.
Unafaa we link one day. It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. I
still,
need to
yeah.
put that video here.
Yeah.
We were just talking
Guys
and,
that's in the future.
and advising guys. Alafu we were so passionate about working with brands. That
Yeah.
was one of our biggest passions because we kind of saw how the industry
Seriously,
was.
you guys saw the future
Tuliona
because
venye industry iko first of all ndio get gigs lazima ukwe sijui beshte ya nani na nani ndio ucheze kwa TV pia lazima the same thing so we were like how do we diversify and get our own money such that we don't have to depend on gigs alone and it's materializing now. You know, you work with so many brands, bro.
Yeah.
Like you guys, I think for the past 2 years you've just been
Brands
doing
on brands.
brands on brands.
Back to back. And I think like even how I write.
Yeah.
Say I write my pitches, how I write my reports. These are not something that I just woke up one day
Yeah.
and, just knew how to do them. It's
Yeah.
because like the back of your mind, we're in campus, we are trying to see so what is product placement. Tunaisikianga tu,
Yeah.
just music videos the states ni nini, but we want to do that here. So we chased a lot of brands, none materialized by
None.
the skills, but the skills that we got from that.
Yeah.
I hold them dear to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, if you can remember very well, apart from failing, we used to also look for managers and directors. I remember even having a very long meeting with SK Blue at that time. Then he would tell me, this is how you do this, this is how
Yeah.
you do that. So yani hizo vitu zilikuwa zinafanya we understand stuff.
Yeah.
And fast forward now, like at this point,
Yeah.
now I'm starting to work with so many brands and I see so many of my friends who have a slightly bigger following or they have these numbers on Instagram. You know, now everyone started buying Instagram followers
Yeah.
thinking that's now what brands want.
Watu wanataka followers.
Unapata uko na 400,000
It's
followers
never about
hapo.
followers.
And then
Never
no
get
brands
engagement.
are taking you.
Yeah.
But you see, when you've gone through this process, you kind of now start understanding what they want, what they want to do. And by the way, I'm going to be doing a full podcast episode about content creation and how to make money out of content creation, especially
Yeah.
with brands. So I'll have
Yeah.
one of my agency friends come and then we'll dissect that and then to share with you guys all for free. Yani, this is that
Free information.
So
Kazi ya Mungu.
yeah, man. So I don't think we'll tackle everything, to be honest.
Yeah.
We won't tackle. We've just done friendship and finances.
Yeah.
We've not gone into spirituality. Maybe we can just tackle on spirituality, just juju.
Yeah.
As we finalize. So how was your spiritual walk at that time? And how is it now? And how important is it for somebody who's in campus now?
Okay.
Yeah.
So mine was very funny because Naomi was like our
pastor.
Yes,
resident pastor.
Resident pastor. And Naomi is amazing. And one thing I think you need to know as you're in campus is that you don't have to be perfect.
Oh yeah.
You try as much as possible to be good, to to do right, to...
Let me even cut you short. You'll continue. I think it's even impossible to be perfect.
It's impossible.
It's just totally impossible. Like,
it's impossible.
Mtu anasema hivyo, I'd have guys who would say those stories for, me even my girlfriend, siwezi hata hug. They can't even come to where I live. And then, na try to practice hiyo kitu, man.
Uko like, kuhug hata.
Ben, watu wakuuliza, how far is too far?
Yeah. Because I used to think there were rules to
how
this.
Far is too far?
So like, I'm always confused. I'm always like, oh man. Then you're always feeling guilty every time you go before God. And then later on you just realize.
Everyone is trying. Ain't nobody
life.
who is perfect, 100% perfect.
Yeah.
So Naomi, you started this thing in our house. Remember we used to live, 4 of us, started this session called Share Group. So Share Group used to happen every Thursday at our house. Muga is Catholic. I think Knight is also Catholic. And then me and Naomi used to go to the same church.
Yeah.
So under Pastor George, by the way.
Pastor George.
Yeah, Pasi has really, he groomed us since we were very, very young. So
we need to buy him something.
Tumakitu.
We need to buy him something. Smother tumshtue
you know.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, it's possible.
We need to shtua Pastor George with something
huge.
He will never forget.
Yeah. So Naomi started Share Group, and it used to be at our house every Thursday. Sometimes umefika, umetoka shule, umechoka, uko like, oh my God, do we have to have Share Group at our house? And then people come and pray, and you have to serve them biscuits and juice. And
we attended.
You attended Share Group a couple of times.
We attended Share Group.
You did. You came to our Share Group. So, and sometimes we never used to feel like it, but Naomi would really, really push us.
Yeah.
She'd be like, you guys, we need to pray. Kuna day ata kabla tuende dunda. It was a day before we went out, Naomi prayed for us. She was like, come here, girls, she did our makeup. She did our makeup, and then she was like, let's hold hands, guys. Let us pray. She was like, God, just guide them as they go out and come back. Be with them. And when we came back, she also prayed. She was like, thank you, God, for being safe.
So nini ataendi na nyinyi anabaki
akimeditate.
Shout out to you, Naomi. Naomi actually, she has a
ah.
movie on Netflix right now.
Yeah.
And she's Kenyan.
Daisy, and she's acting on Kina.
Sincerely Daisy.
She's like a recurring character.
Yeah, on Kina.
Big shout out to you, Naomi. And
Shout
you
out
see,
to Nate.
unaona why it's important, because all of you guys now have bloomed in your areas.
Yeah.
Everyone is shining.
Yeah.
Some people might shine later, some people might shine earlier, but eventually everyone in the squad wins. Everyone. That's like a rule of life.
Yeah.
Inanga formula.
Ainaga formula.
Everything comes in its own time. So don't feel like your friends are leaving you behind.
No.
This is what we used to say, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
It's like if one person in your group starts to make it,
you're on the way.
Because you are always like the average of your squad. Like even financially, you will always be an average of your squad. So if you that's why nataka kwanza kushinda State House mazuri.
I love it.
So that's you should never worry about who makes it first, who makes it last. Everyone is gonna make it. So I like the whole share group thing.
So Naomi really pushed us, and also Muga was she is still even very prayerful. And we used to pray together. We used to, things would get hard sometimes, and we'd just come together and pray. And even till now, Naomi and Muga are very close, and as a Night ventured into something else. I think she travels as well, and a lot of other things. But till now, we're able to even just pray for each other. Sometimes I'll even reach out to Muga. Till now, up to now.
No, I'm not
till
correct.
now,
I'm
up to
like
now.
Mpaka sai.
And like last week, Muga just texted me and told me, just say a prayer for me. This is what I'm going through. I need a breakthrough on this and that. Or Naomi would do the same thing, and I'd do the same thing. And it's important. I feel like spirituality is very important in your campus life, because it also helps you, gives you kind of like a formula to follow, so that you don't fall so much on the side, because there's so many confusing things in campus.
You'll get,
like it's there. See ati tunasema kama wazazi.
Ni
vitu like ni vitu tumepitia. There's sometimes like you just and you realize that where am I heading to? And even till now, it's so important to have those kind of people around you, because you need that spiritual growth.
Nice.
You need that guidance.
What about you, Kags? How has spirituality been? How has it changed? How is it helping you now?
For me, I think I really value the can I call it communion? Since about spirituality. The breaking of bread we used to have when we used to live together.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's one
of
the
na ile pale tao ilikuwa inaitwa ile Bible study.
We used to go to Lemongrass.
We used to have on Tuesdays.
We used to have our own
Mondays.
Bible studies, by the way. Just as guys. So we'd meet in town, let's say like Petma. Then now
one of the cheapest places we used to.
Yeah, I was like, but that's a bit quiet because that was Stanford. Mwizi fanya BS Stanford hapo hivyo na hizo za kuku na wase chaotic. So we'd look for some of the cheapest restaurants, and then we just meet there, and then we just talk about the Bible. Yani, by the way, to God to solidify fit.
I think so. I think that rooted me in my spirituality, cause trust me, like among my acquaintances, among my friends, like I'm the one who tends to guide them, on matters spirituality. So I feel like that really made me appreciate and see value in having people who you are equally yoked with.
Yep. Yeah, it's very important. And also another thing, just to add to that, is that whenever you guys do the spiritual journey together, it's stronger than even when you do it alone. That's what even God says, like he's there when two or more are gathered. Like it's not when one is gathered. It has to be a group of friends. So I know we have people of different faiths in this listening to the podcast, and it's okay. It's very important to walk with your squad, because faith helps nourish your soul, by the way.
And it's even good that you said spirituality and not religion, because that covers everything.
It's not religion, it's spirituality. Like let connect with God. People connect with God in their own ways, because I don't want to impose my way on yours and then no. But it's very important, and it keeps you very grounded. Alafu pia throughout the journey of life, God anakushow different things about yourself, So you end up, by the time you're a bit older, you end up learning so much about yourself. This is as a result of when God amekushow. These are the things about you. So wow, this I don't feel like tutamaliza hii stuff, man. We've done friendships, we've done finances, we've done spirituality, we've not done careers. We need like season 5 yote. So thank you so much, guys, for coming to the show.
Thanks for having us. This was
such
so
a
much
good
fun.
I think I need to have you more often. Mko available. Tuwaite hapa tuongee. Ni kitu mambo gani nyingine mnataka tuongelee sasa?
Tuambia tumekuja na change of clothes.
Bas for another episode, So thank you so much, guys, for watching and for listening to this podcast. If you feel like to miss out anything, just put it on the comment section below.
We might feel like you don't agree with anything.
Just put it on the comment section below. If you also want to share your own experiences, put them on the comment section below. We can even do another IGTV video or just something so that we tackle some of those things. Make sure you subscribe. I always forget to tell guys to subscribe. Let's get this number to 50K. And how can guys follow you? Follow you?
Follow me on all social media platforms. I go as the Dapperbrother on Facebook, Instagram, the Dapperbro on Twitter. I have a YouTube channel over here, so Ben will link it in the description. I'll be consistent from me.
Nice one. King of grooming. Unajua before
and procrastination.
Nimevaa the right way. Unajua Dapperbrother anajua kama amevaa.
Trust me and you both. That time you feel your pressure.
You get the pressure from him as well. Even when I was living with him, I used to get that pressure, man.
Because you look so good all the time.
Juzi kwanza alipasha watu Instagram juu kutumia bar soap to wash your face. So most of the times hata like when I have
kuchukua baso Kags alisema
wewe utararua hiyo uso wewe you will be ugly. Very careful. I always remember what Kags is saying about washing your face. So how can guys follow you, Bobo?
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Miss_Gachie. Facebook is just Tracy Gachie.
Tracy Gachie.
Yes.
Make sure you subscribe to Ben Cyco on YouTube, to the podcast. Follow me on Instagram as well, BENCYCO. Thank you so much for being a good sport. Thank you so much for being a good audience. I appreciate you. Have a blessed week. See you on the next episode. Bye. Adios.